Good evening, gentlemen. This is for you. If you drink too much, smoke too much, take too many drugs, and you want to quit but you just don't know how. You probably tried many times before. You probably tried going cold turkey. You probably tried easing off, weaning off, but it doesn't really work. And you just find yourself in this. It's kind of like in like a hamster wheel where you just feel like you're constantly on this wheel and you just can't get out no matter what you do. You probably tried seeking out like counseling. You probably tried getting expert help, all that sort of stuff, and just nothing has ever worked. This is going to be really, really helpful for you. The reason why you're quitting is you probably notice that these things are starting to take a bit of a grip on your life and starting to have negative impacts on your family, on your friends, on the people around you. I'll give you an example. One of the guys who I worked with is a bloke by the name of Nashi. Nashi's a really, really good dude, and pretty much when he came to us, he was addicted to opiates, he was drinking too much, he's just doing a heap of shit that he just didn't really want to do. And he found that the more that he did this and the more that it went on, the more that he started to isolate himself from his kids, from his partner, from his friends. And he found that he was just getting into this really shitty, depressed spot. And pretty much what I'm going to do in this is I'm going to run you through exactly what we did for Nashi, because within 10 weeks, we tripled his testosterone. We got him off all the opioids and whatnot. And we just made him feel like a fucking man again. Like that was the coolest thing for Nashi. So I'm just going to run you through like what we did. Now, most people, they just attack it as like, oh, it's some sort of like mental game. And that's it. And it's just like, it's all in your head and it's just a head game challenge. And like, that's like, I guess you could say that, but it's really not entirely true. When you're fighting like with addiction, when you're fighting with drugs, alcohol, smoking, you're fighting against the nervous system, against the neurotransmitters. You're fighting against the things that run the show and tell you how to feel, how to think, how to act, like everything. And so if you try and work and confront them head on, you're going to lose every single time because those motherfuckers, right, they run everything. There's a little molecule called dopamine. You may have heard me talk about it. But dopamine is the molecule which controls addiction. It also is one of the molecules that controls how you feel, like feeling good, controls all your motivation, controls your energy, controls a heap of different things. If you think that you're just going to beat it just by quitting cold turkey or something like that, well, maybe you can if you've got super strong willpower. But very, very few people actually end up getting there through to the end. And sure as shit, it's not the easiest way to do it. So here's what I recommend if you want to start beating these things, right? Step number one, control your fucking dopamine. Like learn how to control and manipulate your dopamine. Dopamine is the sole reason why you're drinking too much, smoking too much, or taking too many drugs. Learn how to control it. That's step number one. If you don't know how to do that, just comment dopamine down below and I'll shoot you across a free training on how to do that, okay? Step number two, learn how to manipulate your nervous system. Whenever you are drinking too much, smoking too much, or taking too many drugs, the reason why you are doing that is because you have a stress in your life and you're using these drugs to cope with said stress, right? It's literally every single time. I haven't met one person ever who's want to come off any of those things that doesn't have some form of stress or worry or anxiety in their life which is currently affecting them, or something in their past which they haven't quite dealt with yet. So what we need to do is we need to manipulate the nervous system so that that stress goes away. Because if you take away that stress, instantly you take away the reason for you to do the drugs that you don't want to be doing. And step number three is get a summit. Get crystal clear on exactly where you want to go. A lot of guys coast through life aimlessly, drifting like a jellyfish in the ocean. They don't have a direction, they don't have a destination, they don't have it worked out where they want to be. And guess what? It's really fucking hard to get motivated. It's really hard to beat dopamine if you don't know where you're going to go or where you want to be. If you don't know what type of man you want to be, what type of father you want to be, what type of husband or partner, what type of worker, employee, what you want to do in your career, what life you want to have. If you don't have that all mapped out, it's going to be really, really difficult for you, okay? So make sure that you do that. Now guys, I'm going to wrap it up there, but if you want access to the dopamine training, right, all you got to do is comment dopamine down below and I'll help you out with that. On top of that too, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can drop me a message. I saw a bloke in the supermarket the other day. I live in Noosa and I just saw him down at the local IGA and he said, oh man, I love your shit. All your podcasts are fucking awesome. Guys, if you need help, like if you watch these things, you want to reach out, you want to just have a chat, whatever, reach out to me, just drop me a DM. I'm a normal dude just like you, and I'm always happy to help you guys out because chances are a lot of the shit that you're dealing with right now, I've dealt with it myself. I can tell you what, I'm no angel, all right? On that note, guys, I'll leave you all to it. If you want access to the dopamine training, just comment dopamine down below and I'll send it across. I hope this helps.